And now we'll move to a big rivalry game-ish until Texas came back in the SEC. LSU and those Tigers visit Texas A&M, who have quietly, in my humble opinion, come back from a pretty bad Notre Dame performance early in the season to then all of a sudden looking like an SEC champion contender and potentially a playoff team as well, which once you're in the playoffs, you have a good chance at winning a national title. Texas A&M, a 2.5 point favorite at home right now. Total is 54.
Yeah, I mean, both teams have rebounded from their opening week loss, LSU to USC, and they both won six straight. Now, looking at the schedule, LSU has probably some more impressive wins. South Carolina on their road, that crazy game they probably should have lost. And then beating Ole Miss at home. That was probably a game they should have lost too. If we're being honest here, they had that crazy comeback to force overtime and then ended up taking it by a touchdown or a field goal. They did handle Arkansas pretty well on the road. That was a trendy upset spot for a lot of people. They absolutely blew them out, won by 24. But I think like the most telling game between these two teams is the absolute drubbing Texas A&M gave to a Mizzou team that had playoff aspirations at the time, were top 10. They won by 31. That game was never close at Kyle Field. Again, I think LSU's been a little more lucky. They should have, two more losses. It should not be a 6-game win streak. That Missouri game for the Aggies is still in the back of my head. I'm going to go with Texas A&M minus 2.5.
I'll join you. I think Texas A&M, while they might be a weaker offense, I think clearly I'd rather have the team that makes this total 54 because I feel like LSU in most games have a much higher number. And I just don't think Jaden Daniels walking through that door. Might not be playing for the Washington Commanders this weekend either. But ultimately, I think A&M at home, right? A raucous crowd, a big environment, and one that's, I think, preparing for a really good season, kind of out of nowhere with Mike Elko, who apparently knows ball, according to Davis Rand. But who knew if that was from some bad losses to Duke when he was head coach, and the fact that he was the fifth choice head coach when Jimbo Fisher was bought out for multiple millions and near hundreds of millions of dollars. Like, I would have taken that job and figured if you got fired, so be it. But Elko's done well. I feel like A&M is a 2.5 point favorites, pretty much picking who's going to win this game. And while LSU probably is a little bit more talented as they are every season, I think I'll go with A&M to win this game, and I'll lay that 2.5.